Okay, while my glue is drying on my front and back, I came in and I cut out the flap. I'm trying to decide how soft I want my flap. Like it's gonna be a soft bag, and you want your flap to be soft too. It can't be hard. So I'm kind of debating whether or not I kind of want to use this, but also I want the flap to be something that you can kind of grip onto. So I'm thinking how to accomplish what I want with this stay. And so what I've decided to do is to score um, the flap. And so what I'm going to do is about every quarter of an inch down, I'm going to make a score line. And this is going to have the effect of giving the flap like a little, somewhat of like a roll top desk almost. It's going to bend a little bit more than it normally would if I had not scored. So I'm going to see if this is going to give me the effect that I'm looking for my flap. And then also, I think this flap is going to have a bow on it. So I want to, and it's also going to have a magnetic snap. So I kind of don't want it, I want it to bend. So what I did was put those scores in, and so now look at it all. So this is sitting at the top, and then it'll kind of bend over. You can kind of like bend it a little bit. And so that's the kind of effect I was kind of looking for. And then my magnetic snap is going to go right here. And then I think that bow will come along here somewhere. So we'll see how this develops as we go along. Well, this is what I'm thinking right now. We may have to change it. You never know. Because like I said, this is the first time we're doing this. And now I want to get ready to work with this gusset too. And put it and wrap it around a piece of leather and see how it's going to work. I was using this stay paper, but I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and use some stabilizer for my stay. The same stuff that the body's made out of, so it'll be fairly consistent. I do want this lighter, so I'm still debating it. I'm going to go get that piece of leather that's drying with the barge on it and be right back. So, yeah, I already started to turn this, kind of get an idea of how it's going to look. Like when you never really know. I mean, you have an idea, but you never really know, and you always have to leave yourself open to change. It's like it's okay when I guess when you're copying someone else's stuff, it's fairly easy. You just straight measure it, and you pretty much know how it's going to all work out. But when you've kind of never done something before, you gotta really kind of think the process out. You know. Want these corners to come out right when I clip them. Okay. And I think we have the beginnings of our clutch, folks. And let's see what we're looking like. Okay, we're kind of starting to get the effect that we wanted. We kind of see how it's going to bend. how it's looking. And then, you know, got a good feel to it, and the lines are nice and clean. So that's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna just go ahead and clip this and start adding pieces to it. Okay, all right. Okay, now what I'm also doing is I put my awl under here, and right here, and lifted that up, and now I'm just gonna clip those away so that my bin is now, this is the bin for the bottom of the bag, and to try to create our accordion kind of deal going on there. Okay, so right now what I've done is I've skived my leather, and in this particular case not only did I skive the edges, but I skived the whole piece as much as I could with a hand skiver. So I wanted to make it thin so that my stay would have an effect on the leather. In other words, the leather would bend when attached. So I'm in the process of cutting out my stay now, and I'm going to go ahead and continue to cut these out, and I'll be right back when I'm finished with these, and we'll wrap this, put some glue on it, and attach it to our piece of leather, and then see how it bends and see if it's going to do what we want it to do. Okay, I'm still working with my gusset here, and what I've done is I've put in our stay. I've taken out all the little tabs that were here and up here at the top, and as you can see, it's like a multi-piece thing, and it kind of folds this way. So you see how it folds with these lines. Okay, and then what I did was I took the two pieces, and you combine, and you take, actually, what you do is you put these pieces here together, right here, and you sew them together, and that's how you come out with this right here. I hope I explained that right. Okay, when I do the other gusset, I'll explain in more detail, but here's the gusset that we have right now. And so we're going to fit this in our bag and see how it fits. It should fit. I've been adjusting it all this time to make sure the distance between here and here was the same distance between here and here. Right here is the width of this right here, this area here. Okay, so we're going to fit this in with some clips and see how it fits, and we'll get an idea how our bag is going. You have to kind of, fit these things. It's not like an automatic process. You hope that you're good enough, that your patterns always work the first time. But I'm not good enough for that yet. So sometimes you have to adjust your pattern. Thicknesses may vary. All kinds of little things can throw your pattern off. But our pattern seems to be working really nice. We're going to get it down in there, stitch, then bring it back up and stitch. And this is our pattern. This is how it's going to fit together. And that's it. See? So that's how our gusset is going to fit. It looks a little deep, but then it'll fold out. You know, it'll fold out. Okay, so we're going to actually work on our flap next, and then that'll give you an overall view of where we're at, and then we'll start to kind of embellish it a little bit and see where we want to put some things to make it look cute. Okay? All right. One of the things I noticed when I was looking at my gusset was the width over here. And this width is keeping the bag, it's making this area right here go in more than I want to. So I'm going to make an adjustment for that, because I really only want it to go, I want it to bend about here rather than there. So I'm going to have to make an adjustment for that in the pattern. That's one of the things I can definitely see that I don't like about this particular bag. So I'll probably make that adjustment, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm back, and I've cut out my stay, and I cut out the leather, and I've skived it. And now I'm turning my flap leather over the stay, and as you can see, I've taken out the little bars that are usually right here that we make. And those bars are just to keep the pattern together, or the stay together, until you're ready to take those out, until you've turned it. So that's what we're doing here. Getting this all ready to be turned. And then I'm going to clip these edges. And when you're clipping your edges, try to clip from the going up. Okay. Well, it kind of works better. Then I'm going to give these a little bang. Ain't nothing wrong with banging your leather. Okay. Okay, and that's the first bend is right there. That's the back. And then this is the second bend. And this is first bend, second bend, and this is the way our flap is going to look. Let's get the rest of our bag and kind of see what it's starting to look like. And hey, what do you say, y'all? This is what our clutch is starting to look like, and hopefully we can get it to do what we want it to do. And we're back, and just want to catch you up where we are. We've made our front and back, which is this. We've glued it to our stay. We've got our little fold-up bottom going on here, and we've made a gusset to fit that. So what we're going to do is be placing this gusset in here, going to go in like that. I got a little rubber cement so it'll stay, kind of to give you an idea of where we're going. And so it's going to look a little bit like that. And as you can see, let me get this in there right. As you can see, some have wrote in and asked, how is that bottom going to work? Is it going to fold up? And as you can see, it does fold up, and the gusset folds up with it. So, and that's what we were trying to do. So that worked out. And then we've put our magnetic stay in our lining part of our flap, and we're going to be gluing this together and then stitching this, top stitching this together, and that's going to fold over our bag sort of like this. And as you can see, that's what we got going on. Then we're going to stick this bow on there to stay with our theme, and that's pretty much what our clutch will look like. We might try to cuten it up or something, but that's pretty much where we're going to go. Now, one of the other things I wanted to show you about this is someone asked me about attaching this bow, and I told them, you could put a stud in it if you wanted to, or sew it down. Well, really, to be honest with you, the best way to do it is to use this little clamp here, and these are the clamps that you get from Rome fasteners, and I've told you about this, and this is how you use it. And so when you go through this, when you put this in your flap, you'll go through the flap, attach this with the prongs, it'll come out the other end, and you'll have to like literally tear the bag apart to get it out. So that's what we want to do there. And as you can see, my bow is made by simply taking a little bow stay and folding around it. Let me see if I can find my bow real quick. Just folding that over. Oops. Don't go past your stay. Okay, that's like how you did that. And then we're going to just take this and glue it over the back. It's a little bit smaller than the outside. So we're going to glue that over there like that. And you kind of squinch it together to get a fold look. And you have a bow, and a leather bow. And then you just put something in the middle, and there you got it. Okay, so that's where we're at real quick. And here again is the fastener I want to show you that you get from Rome. And these are just great, because the same way you use to fasten this bow to here, you can use these to fasten your flap to your bag. Like you could just put it into your stay like this. 1, 2, 3, punch through, fold down, and your flap is not coming off. And you just do a fake stitch around the top, and everyone will think it's stitched on. And there you go. So that's where we are, and Linda's going to be back with show you how to throw down on this lining. All right.
Okay, this is the, what I'm making here is the pleated pocket that goes inside the clutch. I made my pattern by kind of figuring out how wide I wanted it. I wanted it about 5 inches wide, so this is actually the width, and then this area here is where the pleats are, and it's about a 1/2 inch between each pleat. And so what I did is made little windows. This is just the pattern, so I'm marking where the windows will be, and then I cut it out. This is the stay, the actual stay. I cut it out, and these windows are where it's going to fold. And actually, it's going to be on here, glued solid, and then I'm going to turn around and then turn them all the way around, and then it gets actually folded, and that's what is the actual pocket. And then it comes in with the pleats, and I'm going to show you what it looks like after I glue this and turn it. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so I've turned it all the way around, and now I'm going to fold it in the middle here on this middle window. And it comes together like that. And one side is, the inner part of it is a little shorter than the outside. That just makes it easier to sew. So you just fold that together, and now you'll have your pleats for your pleated window, pleated pocket. And then we're going to be sewing this onto here. And I sew it on the two sides, and then right here, and then right about here you leave it kind of open. That just helps for when you're, you have a lot of stuff in your bag, or you have for dust to go